Hey guys, welcome back. This is a message that is meant to remind or perhaps teach you a little bit of the theory as to why influencing marketing is so powerful and why we're drawn to it to begin with. The results speak for themselves. Engagement, viewers, and subscribers, all of them not because they were told some marketing theory, but because they just liked what they seen and it provided them value, and they wanted to see more of that into the future. Nobody likes to see advertisements, especially the ones that we have no interest in. We're really good at tuning them out, but we do love to buy things, and we do love to see what these things can do for us. Traditional advertisements can be very appealing, but only when we're really interested. And when we are interested, we take a more proactive approach to searching them out. Google is the first place we go. That and YouTube, but they're really one and the same company. Google brings you to one of two places. A place where you can make the purchase, or a place to get more information. This is where the modern day influencer comes in. Someone has to show you more and help you make a purchasing decision. Influencers are now today's sales force. Today, you do not need to ask for a sales job for a company. In fact, the traditional sales job is largely becoming obsolete. People create online businesses all the time on the products or the services they enjoy using, and they do not need permission to do this. And it's this authentic approach that is very appealing for people looking for information about things they may be interested in buying. This also greatly benefits the company because they have people out there that genuinely like what they do. It's certainly more effective than screening out a bunch of salespeople that may or may not be interested in the business, but only in the commission. Lots of salespeople that are only in it for the money, and they will say or do anything to make a paycheck. But not the influencer, or at least most of them anyway. We are all drawn to authenticity and good storytellers. We'd much rather see the behind the scenes of a business than that sterile, impersonal approach most advertisers still use. There's a growing demand for real people showing real cool things about products and services that they may be interested in. The reason for it is we trust influencers more than we do branding and print media. You can see a real person making a real claim to its pros and cons. Something works great and a bunch of credible influencers speak on behalf of it, it will sell. But if a bunch of influencers find flaws in a poor product or they don't see the value, then that product might not do so well. But in both cases, the influencers remain credible, likable messengers. We all have influencers we like and trust because we spend time learning and being entertained by them. This creates a bond, much like what we get with a fictional character on a sitcom TV show. The best influencers know that they cannot lie or cheat their audience, or the audience will just find a more trustworthy influencer to replace them with. With the power of the internet, influencers can be the most reliable source of showing us cool things we may wish to buy, all the while being fond of and entertained by their unique storytelling style. But keep in mind, influencers are not new. Influencers is a modern term for something that has already existed. Authors, TV and radio hosts, even politicians and public figures in your local community are all characters or storytellers of the media of its day. It's now easier than ever for anyone to create media because of the internet. All influencers are just the characters that make up content marketing. Content marketing is the non-promotional side of talking about products and services. Usually it's information about how to use the product or service, or any helpful things that goes along with the industry it's within. And magazines are a perfect example for this. People don't buy magazines for the ads. They buy it for the articles about the content that they're interested in. Those ads are not considered offensive because they are right in line with our interests. I think we'd all agree that we don't mind looking at the ads in our favorite magazines. But what about TV? Perhaps a how-to show, like Home and Garden TV. They show you products and services to make your job easier, but most importantly, they show you how it works. The host is the influencer, the person you have that emotional attachment for, and keeps you coming back. But they're really just part of a marketing strategy to sell you a cool tool that you might need. This is why people value content marketing, because it does all this without looking like a sales presentation. That's why we subscribe and follow content marketing channels. We do like buying things, but we do not like that feeling that we've been sold. So how does Kelowna's Good Stuff benefit the viewer? They get to see cool things about Kelowna. Locals get to be reminded how special their home is. They too will become aware of things that maybe they weren't aware of before or simply forgotten about. They get to re-experience Kelowna every single time something pops up in their news feeds. Kelowna's Good Stuff also shows people that don't live here what Kelowna might have to offer. It could have a huge influence on their travel plans or where they wish to do business. Kelowna's Good Stuff will not only be a local voice, but also reach internationally to share what Kelowna is all about, covering a lot of marketing and networking needs for the modern day world that we live in. It's not meant to be the news. It's meant to tell stories not bound by time. Content created now should have a shelf life for many years to come, much like that you see on YouTube. Content can be viewable and entertaining long after it was created. The Looker style will resemble that of a documentary film, with a side of travel vlogger. Production value matters and content will be created to what's appropriate for the internet. So not quite so high to be a feature documentary or a major motion picture, but most productions should take a couple of weeks, while some might even take a couple of months to finish. Why so long? Well, that's what it takes to create quality content. Production value must match the desired audience. Story is king, but how that story is told determines how many people will end up watching it. I am aiming to have at least 1 million unique subscribers, so we do have to create production standards to match that audience size. But like all great things, Rome was not built in a day. So if you want to tell your story, reach out to us so we can put something together for our audience and grow to become the most powerful resource to promote the best of what Kelowna has to offer. In the meantime, check out my video on the benefits to the city of Kelowna to see how this will fit nicely in a broader marketing strategy for the city. Otherwise, have yourself a good one.